Thanks for checking out my Mighty Networks review. Here I'm going to be giving you a demo, highlighting some of the best features, as well as talking about the pricing and what I liked about this platform. If you would like to test it out, you can click the link down below in the description of the pinned comment. They do come with the ability to start a free trial. Let's begin. So I created a new account recently, and that was for the tutorial that I did for Mighty Networks. And something I do want to also highlight is that when you do get started for free, you can upgrade by a specific time and get 3 months free when billed annually if you want to upgrade then. I'll also talk about the pricing as we go, but first and foremost, I want to talk about their communities. They're clean, they're simple, they're easy to navigate, and set up ultimately. Let's say we wanted to share a post. Think of it as being like a Facebook group, but outside of Facebook. And what makes that so beneficial is that your customers, your community, your subscribers, whoever it is you're going to be inviting in here, doesn't have to get distracted by viral memes, dancing cats, and a lot of times people poaching your customers and community, which is the worst, or even competitors advertising. If you wanted to share a post, obviously you can type anything right here. There we go, share a post. So you can add photos here, you can add backgrounds, you can embed videos or just add videos, files, GIFs, polls, emojis, and of course expand to article. So there's plenty of other things that you can do on the inside, whether it's going to be going live, a quick post, article, question, or poll. And inviting people is extremely easy. You're going to see this button literally tattooed all over the place whenever you want to invite someone. So obviously you can do it easily by clicking right here. And this is going to be the specific invite link that you can use. You can send invite, you have request to join, and so on and so forth. So this is going to be everywhere. When it comes to inviting people, you're not going to have any problem with that, which is always a good thing. So communities are straightforward. As you can see here, you can change around your avatar too so that people know who you are. And you can really go and find detail if needed. But this is going to be an example of a post right here. And this is one I just created very quickly to kind of showcase what it's going to look like. So you can have a comment here, you can start a conversation. And speaking of a conversation, what I really like about Mighty Networks here is the ability to create spaces. So spaces are going to be things, I guess you could say, in addition to your community. So let's click right here. And yes, we don't need to save that post. And here you are with this spaces. So as you can see here, they're going to be templates. And as long as you can fill these out, you are going to be good to go. So you can create actual live chats, which I will show you how to do. So the difference between that having a community, this is going to be like just instantaneous. Kind of like if you had a group chat on text, you send the text, someone else sees it. So you can have multiple people in there. And what's great about this, you can really change them around. So if you want to set this to say someone purchases an upgradable coaching with you, only people in there can get real-time responses from you. That's something you can do. But aside from having chats, there's going to be feeds. You can cohort course. A cohort course, that's a tongue twister, I swear. Bring people together for community-based learning. There's content-only courses. There's challenge. And these are going to be based upon specific plans that you choose. I will get to that when you get to the pricing as well. Events, pages, resource libraries, and of course, you can build your own. Let me just give you a very quick example here. Let's say we wanted to build a chat room. And this is going to be, say, the marketing island chat. And as you can see, everything is pretty clean, simple, intuitive. I love the simplicity of Mighty Networks. It doesn't look too difficult. Yes, there might be a few buttons you can press here and there, but overall it is pretty straightforward. Like if you want to change around the branding, there's colors, imageries, and role naming, so on and so forth. This would be the tagline, which is optional. I'm just going to keep it there. Collection general is fine. Now, privacy and access, who can go in this space pretty much. So only logged in space members or anyone in the network. So you can really modify that depending on who you want in there. Let's do create space. And as talked about previously, this is where you can create a plan. So if you want to make this so that people have to purchase something specific to get that higher up one-on-one with you or real-time conversations with you, you can do that as well. But let's just check it out very quick. Let's do view this space. You can also invite people too. And just like that, as you're going to see here, this is the activity feed, say for your community, and right under it's the marketing island chat. Hey, thanks for joining. And just like that, it's just specifically a chat room. So this is something you might want to keep in mind that maybe you don't want for everyone, because if you have a chat room as well, it might take up a lot of the activity that could be happening in the community. So just something to keep in mind if you want to keep it separated, but it is great that you can have this specific access to it and invite whoever you want in there, or if you want to make it paid, you can do that as well. Let's go to create a space again. Then, of course, one of the biggest spaces that you'll probably find yourself using when it comes to Mighty Networks, depending on the plan that you're picking, is going to be the content-only course. Let's do view template. So we have a course, let's just say we're going to be calling it Marketing Island, just as this example. This would be our tagline, which is optional. And once again, anyone can see this. And any of these spaces here, you can change around after if you want to make it paid or free. But I'm just going to keep this as is. Let's do create space. And once again, I will read this right here just so you can see it. Next, you can customize your space's brand, invite members, or create a plan to charge for or gate access to your space. So it is very flexible, and I really like that. So spaces are kind of like you have your community, and this is everything else that you can do in it, and it makes it pretty straightforward when it comes to creating it. Speaking of that, let's go to view this space. And if you want an easy way to create a course here, I think Mighty Networks has really nailed this aspect. I do a lot of reviews when it comes to using AI and just creating courses, and I think they have one of the best instant outlines that I have ever seen. I'm going to do another example that I did in my tutorial video because I think it's really good. So let's get started right here. This will create an instant outline for you where you can pretty much just go in, edit some of it around, add your videos, and go from there. Let's get started. Okay, so what is the idea for this outline? This is an example. It says set and achieve your goal in 7 days. So if you don't know where to start specifically when it comes to creating your outline, maybe you haven't created your course yet, this can definitely help you. Let me put an example very quickly. All right, so I put you're going to see how to set up your YouTube account and start generating leads and sales around the clock within 30 days. So keep in mind, this is going to be like, where do you want your audience to be after X amount of time? Like, what's the final goal where if they reach this, they can be super excited and obviously keep growing from there, right? Probably could be a little bit more specific, but it's just an example. Now let's click on suggest outline, and I think you're really going to like what it has to see. It's going to take a minute. I'll give it a second. Movie magic and editing, and I'll be back to you soon. All right, and after a little bit of waiting, we have finished. As you can see here with the overview, it's come up with 10 lessons. So there's going to be 2 main sections. So setting up your YouTube account. And what I like about this is that it's almost like it's in a perfect step-by-step form. Like naturally, you would go from here next, then this, then this, then this, and this. But let's take a look. So creating a YouTube channel, great. You probably need to do that first, right? Setting up channel art, about section, optimizing it, enabling monetization ads, understanding analytics. Then from there, we have creating engaging videos, implementing call to actions, engaging with your YouTube community, YouTube ads, and converting leads into sales on YouTube. So what's great about this is that it is in a perfect step-by-step form, and none of these are really out of way. Like, you don't want to like start creating videos and like putting them out and then after that do like let's create your YouTube channel because you don't even know the topic you're talking about. So I think it does a very fantastic job in creating that. So if you do need help with AI, that is going to be something that can help you out. There's also the Cohost, which I will get to after, another great way to kind of chat with Mighty Networks in terms of AI and help you out that way. So let's say we wanted to edit any of these. We can click right here. Let's click this. And let's just say this lesson title just isn't going to do it for you. So let's do something like the YouTube Fast Track. Sounds a little bit more enticing, but if you wanted to change that, you can do that. Now, when it comes to your lessons, very simple. Click right here, and the world is going to be your digital oyster overall. Obviously, you can start writing and typing, but if you want to add more to that, you can do that. We have photos, videos or files, video links, embeds, some of the cool stuff when it comes to bullet points, and even insert horizontal lines. So say you wanted to add a video link right here, you can go straight into YouTube and grab one. I'm going to do that very quickly just to show you what it's going to look like. All right, I'm back. Let's paste it in. It's an unlisted video, but I think it'll show. Let's find out. There it is. So that was the tutorial I talked about. So the cool thing about this, I think you're really going to enjoy here, you can do a tracked video or a standard video. And you might be wondering what that's going to be all about. And let me show you right here and read it to you very quickly because I think it's quite beneficial. So it says adding a tracked video to your lesson gives you the option to use the video completion criteria. So it gives you the option to do that, which requires all members to finish watching at least 90% of the video before moving on to the next. So this is going to be a fantastic way to get your audience to actually digest what they go through. However, some people may or may not like that, but the great thing that I mentioned here is that it gives you the option. So you're much better off using a tracked video. So if you want to use it, you can. And if you don't want it, you just don't do it in the first place. But that's going to be the process for uploading a video or just simply using it from YouTube. You can do the tracked or standard. I'd recommend tracked, a nice little perk in case you want to use it, and click on save. And there we are. That's going to be me right there. So that's going to be that section. If you want to add anything under it, you can certainly do that. And let's click on save. Also right here too, if you want to add images or videos for the header, you can do that as well. And there we are. I am now the thumbnail for that. And let's go back. So ultimately, that is going to be the process when it comes to creating your course. And also, you're going to see that it's not visible, or you might not know that. You can do make visible, and you can make everything visible in this specific section. You can even have notifications, which is nice. So for example, say you had a draft and you finally want to upload it, you can give a notification to everyone in real time, which is great. It'll get them to come back and obviously dive into whatever it is they have. And given the fact you already have a community here, there's a good chance you're already going to have people there in the first place. So notifications can be very beneficial for you. And if you didn't even want to go the AI route, it's very simple to do it otherwise. You can click right here and create a section. And right here, what you can do is just simply add a lesson. And it's going to be the same exact thing we just did here. This is the section. Obviously, you can edit the title. This is going to be the lesson. You can edit all the specifics in it like we just did. So it's a pretty straightforward process, not only when it comes to creating a course within Mighty Networks, but also creating a space, which they offer quite a lot of things for you to do, which is fantastic. I did talk about leveraging AI, and I do want to go with the co-host right here. So I'm going to click here. As you can see, welcome James. I am your co-host helping you build. Over the next few days, I'll send messages to help set you up, but this is also a two-way chat. If you have questions, ask away. So I'm fully trained on Mighty Network, so it's kind of be like your AI in a bottle. I don't know why I said a bottle like it's a genie or something, but it's going to be another way that you can leverage AI to help you get up and running even quicker, so that's great. I did create a tutorial on this, and obviously anytime you're using a new platform, it can take a little bit to learn around, but for me, when it comes to doing an unboxing of this, I'm always looking at like the difficulty of the technicality. It's going to be simple, a little bit too difficult, and overall, I do have to say that Mighty Networks is pretty straightforward. My tutorial video is going to be there if you need it, but a lot of the times you probably don't need it for a lot of what's going on here, and that's a good thing overall. That's always something I'm looking when it comes to reviews. How easy or difficult is it going to be for someone to go in and create their community, their course, and get up and running? And I think overall it's pretty simple and smooth, and that's a great thing. All right, and with all that been said, let's move on to my Mighty Networks closing review. I'll also touch upon the pricing and everything that kind of came up to me when I first did my demo, what I enjoyed about it, and maybe what could be improved a little bit. So all in all, I do have to say Mighty Networks feels like a breath of fresh air in the world of noisy platforms fighting for your attention. When you build your community here, you're not competing with endless memes, cat videos, or Uncle Tony's quote-unquote inspirational Facebook rants. You finally get to create a focused space that's all about you, your people, and your brand, and that alone is worth its weight in gold. Now, setting it all up was surprisingly straightforward. You don't need a PhD in tech or 20 YouTube tutorials playing in the background, but if you do need one, mine will be there if needed, right? The layout is clean, as you can see. The navigation is pretty smooth, and once your community is live, it just looks pretty good in my opinion. But then again, I love the simplicity of everything they have going on here, and I think it looks kind of like the way I actually know what I'm doing type of good, which is a great thing, right? It gives that professional vibe right from the start, especially when you start to customize it to match your brand, colors, and vibe, which you can do as well. And creating courses is pretty painless too. Sure, there were a couple of moments when I had to click around to figure out what's next, but nothing major overall. Plus, the built-in AI comes in super clutch there, helping you create your outline and fill in those my brain's running on coffee fumes moments. It's basically like having a virtual assistant that doesn't complain. And don't forget, you can also chat with Cohost if you need even more help. And then we move on to the pricing, something that I did talk about previously, and here it is. Now, first and foremost, honestly, for what you get, it's if all you want is a community space, you're looking at $49 a month billed annually. That alone gets you the essentials when it comes to creating a community, but if you want to unlock the fun stuff, as I scroll up right here, and by fun stuff, I mean courses and challenges, memberships, and just more ways to monetize. There are plenty of other pricing plans that you can go with. As an example, if you want to go with the courses plan, you're looking at $129 per month, the business plan, $229, and the growth plan, $430 per month. So it really depends on what you're looking for. This obviously has the courses and challenges, which is probably going to be pretty popular. And the growth plan, this has more live stream hosts, advanced automations, and 30 custom fields overall. So if you're ready to take your audience off of the social media circus and give them a home where they can actually focus, Mighty Networks is a solid choice. It's smooth, it's simple, and it makes your brand look sharp. And you can go ahead and try them for free by clicking the link down below in the description or the pinned comment. And that pretty much is going to conclude my Mighty Networks review and demo. I hope you got some value out of this. And of course, links are waiting for you down below if you want to test them out for free. And if you do want to upgrade, you can save some money by going with the annual plans. My name is James. Thanks again for watching and enjoy.